to lesson 3, division of polynomials. We have not done this before, have we?
No, sir.
Exciting. We get to divide polynomials. But first, let us review. Everybody multiply these polynomials. It should be fresh in your mind. We just done did this. So multiply those two things and tell me what you get. This is 2 mods today. We're covering 2 lessons of 2 mods, so we're going to turn and burn, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to motivate. Show me what you know, Andrew. Yes, it says use the tabular method. What does it mean to use the tabular method, Hunter? What have we been doing? That square thing with the smaller squares in it? Remember what we call that? They call it the tabular method. I always call it the area model for multiplication, right?
And then you'll add these tab. And then you'll add.
Well, we got 3 by 2, right? So what do you think goes on the top? Well, you got 3 boxes along the top, right? Got it? Got it? Never.
Got it, bro.
You always add
Yeah, I was thinking Make that more obvious exponent, but otherwise, really. Other than that. Let's see what you got. Nice, you combine like terms. I like it a lot. All right. All right. Who wants to be brave today? Who wants to be brave?
Not me.
Liv would like to be brave. Come on up and show us how you accomplished multiplying these polynomials using the tabular method. Gentlemen, ladies, Liv's about to lay some wisdom on us.
Oh. Okay, Liv.
What's that?
That 5 was really bad.
You like criticizing yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
She does the
Sometimes.
opposite of what I do.
I do that too. It's not a healthy thing, though.
To do what, criticize yourself?
Yes. It's not a healthy thing. I mean, there's a difference between like healthy criticism, what we would call constructive criticism, and beating yourself up. Like saying that's a terrible. You got it? Okay. I was going to help you, but
It's fine.
you got it.
I just did the wrong thing.
You're good. You're good. I'll buff right out. What do you think, Caleb? Did Liv lay wisdom on us? Does her wisdom agree with all y'all's wisdom? All right. What's that? 2x cubed? You had 2x here times x squared. 2 times x, or I'm sorry, 2x times x squared. What does that give me? What do you have?
I did 2x squared.
Well, you got an extra x in there, right? You got 2 x's here. You got a third x right there. X cubed. Okay, so how can you use the expression in part A to quickly multiply 25 by 151? Who cares?
Yeah, okay.
Who cares? Now, here's my question, though. Here's my question. I know Liv was right because look at this. They gave us the answer down below, did they not?
I could have just cheated.
How? Well, no, she did not because...
I said I could have. I didn't say she did.
Oh, got it. But she showed us our work, right? So we know she did not cheat, right? Word.
Yeah.
The benefits of showing your work. All right. Now, what's the opposite of multiplication, Stephen? Good morning. Uh-oh. Come on in. Oh. Wait right there. Wait right there. I got a present for you. Okay. You are really good at faking sincerity.
Yeah, I would do it.
All right. Go to 5C. Now, Stephen, I left you with a question. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So, if I can multiply these two guys to get this, shouldn't I be able to divide this by either one of these and get the other one?
Sure.
Yes. The question is, how? How do I do that? How do we do that?
I don't know. Teach us, please.
We are going to teach. But first, you're going to skip over the bottom of that sheet.
All right.
All right. Let's take, and I want you to write this just like I write this, okay? 2x cubed. That was the first term, right?
Yes.
What was the second term?
Let me check the one. 15x squared.
15x squared plus 15x squared. And the third term? 27, right?
Yes.
X, and these are all pluses?
Plus 5.
Plus 5, okay. So that's one term, right? Now, I'm going to put a box around it just like that. What does this look like to me? Well, a division box, right? And I'm going to divide it by 2x plus 5. So I'm going to write that out there just like that. Okay, now, here's what I'm going to have you do. Forget about the 5 for right now. You got that, Cora? What did I say? Forget about the 5. Cora's listening. All right, forget about the 5. How many times does 2x go into x cubed? Nick. How many times does 2x go into x cubed?
6.
In other words, what do I have to multiply 2x by to get me 2x cubed?
2. 9. 9.
So 2x times question mark equals 2x cubed. X squared, right? So I multiply 2x times x squared. That gets me 2x cubed. Where am I going to put that 2x? Or I'm sorry, that x squared. I'm going to put it right up here. Right. Actually, I'm going to put it right there above the x squared. I'm going to put it above the x squared. All right? Aye?
Sounds good, brother.
Now, has everybody got loose leaf paper?
Yeah.
Bust out a sheet and write this again because I need more room. I need more room. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going.
Where did she have my?
All right, 2x
I didn't even do like
x plus 5 2x plus 15x squared. All right. I apologize for that. This is my first time teaching this class. Does everybody know that?
Yeah, you do a great job.
So that means I am going to drive into a lot of dead-end streets, back us out, and then go the right way.
It's okay. I prefer your teaching style.
You just like it because I say inappropriate things sometimes.
No, I just like it because you actually write stuff out.
Is that right?
I can have your class every day.
I'd rather not understand.
All right. All right. Let's.
Hey, it's a
Everybody got this written down on a blank sheet of paper? No, you do not, because if you have it written down on that blank sheet is no longer
It's a
a blank sheet.
It's a 5 plus 5.
Oh, it's a 5. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You got my back.
Yeah.
My man. Yeah. All right, plus 5. All right, so we said 2x times what equals 2x
X
cubed?
squared.
And because it's an x squared, I'm going to imagine that I got a column of nothing but x squareds right here. I'm going to put x squared right there. Got that, Hunter?
Yep.
Danica, you got that? All right, now, remember when we divided long numbers, we did long division? We take this and we multiply it by that and put it down here, right? So that's what we're going to do. Now, remember how I told you, Cora, to forget about the 5? I'm going to take that 5 out of my pocket again and put it back up there. I'm remembering it now. All right? So now, x squared times this business gets me what?
X cubed and
How many x cubes?
2.
2x cubed.
And 5x squared.
2x cubed plus 5x squared. Okay, now I multiply. I'm sorry? My
Cube looks like it. You squared it. It looks like
Oh. This?
yeah.
Is that what caught you off guard, Caleb?
You multiply the x squared times.
So I took this guy right here, right? I took that guy and I multiplied it through this term, just like we do in long division, right? To get this thing. And then what do I do with this thing? I subtract it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. But I'm subtracting the whole thing. Now, why did I put parentheses around this? Because math. That's right, Nick. Because math. Seriously, why did I put, Andrew?
I have a question. Where'd the 5 come from?
The 5. Remember the 5 I told you to forget about and then remember again? So I'm taking x squared times this whole thing, and I'm subtracting it from these two guys. We're doing it just like we do long division. You remember long division? Kind of.
Not really.
Who remembers long division here? Who's kind of hazy on long division?
How come it's 2x?
What's that?
2x.
All right, I'm feeling like we need to go back in time here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Listen up. 6250 divided by 25. Math, right? I want to know how many times 25 goes into 62. 2 times, right? 2. Put it over the 2 because I'm going into 62, right? Now, what do? I take the 2 times 25, and I get 50. 50. Right there. Bam. And what do? I subtract these, right? And I get 12, and what do? I carry down the 5, right? Now, how many times is 25 going to 125? 5 times, right, Mason? 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So I got 0 here when I did my subtractions. Carry down this 0. 25 goes into 0. How many times, Jeff? 0. Thank you, Jeff. So 25 goes into 6,250. How many times? 250 times. Is that sufficient review?
Yes.
All right, back to the polynomial. So I put a parenthesis around the whole thing. Why? Because I'm not subtracting 2x cubed and then adding 5x squared. I'm subtracting this whole thing from this thing. Right? So I distribute this negative. I want everybody to do it like this so that you don't lose track of the negatives. Don't lose track of the negatives. What don't I want you to do, Tyler?
Lose track of the negatives.
I don't want to lose track of the negatives, right? So I'm going to distribute the negative. Boom, boom, boom.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Okay? Now I got track of my negatives. What's 2x cubed minus 2x cubed, Stephen?
Say it one more time.
2x cubed minus 2x cubed.
0.
0. And 15x squared minus 5x squared.
10x squared.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Plus or minus 10x squared.
No.
Plus 15 minus 5 gives me plus 10 x squared. Now, what do?
Bring down the 27.
27x, right? Bring down the 27x. The 5?
Stays there for now.
Just leave it there for now. This 5? We're going to forget about it too, right? Now, I ask you, Garrett, how many times does 2x go into 10x squared? So in other words, 2x times what gets me 10x squared? How do I find what's in the parentheses? 5. Oh, divide? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Garrett. The number 5, almost, that's part of it, 5x. And you get that how? See my little number sentence here, or my variable sentence? By both sides by 2x. Here, the 2x's go away. And the stuff in the parentheses equals, well, this x cancels out with this x. This cancels out with this and leaves me with 5, so that's 5x. So 2x goes into 10x squared 5x times. Positive or negative? Positive times a positive equals a positive, right? It's going to be positive. So this is going to be a positive 5x. Okay?
And we're done with the problem.
Can I? No. Can I get rid of this stuff for everybody?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get rid of that stuff. All right. Now, let's do the same exercise that we did before. 5x. Remember that 5 I told you to forget? Breaking it out now. 5x times this whole business.
Oh,
10x squared.
10x squared
plus 25.
plus 25x. I put the parentheses around because I am subtracting the whole thing. Excellent, Stephen. So, what do I need to do here, Danica? Need to keep track of what? My negatives, right? And what's the Mrs. Driscoll method? boom, boom, boom. So then, I've kept track of my negatives, right, Michaela? 10x squared minus 10x squared, Michaela? 0. 27x minus 25x gets me what,
I
Andrew?
got a question. Where'd you get negative 10x from?
Well, do you remember how I got the positive 10x? Remember I took this 5x times this whole thing, right? So when I multiply 5x by this, I get positive 10x plus 25x, right? 10x squared and 25x, right? So then I'm subtracting it, I distribute the negative. That's how it became negative. Now, 10x squared minus 10x squared, 0. 27x minus 25x, I heard it. Positive or negative? Positive, 2x. And I'm carrying down the 5. And that's a plus 5, right? Now, I got 2x plus 5. Forget about the 5. Forget about the 5 here. And forget about the 5 here. It's not going to make sense right now, but trust me. Forget about the 5 right now. How many times does 2x go into 2x? In other words, 2x times what gets me 2x? The multiplicative identity of the real numbers. Plus 1. 2x times what? 1 gets me 2x. Oh, that's unfortunate. So 2x. And 1 times positive 5 is positive 5.
Everything cancels out.
Not yet.
Right?
Parentheses, negative. Distribute the negative. Boom, 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 right? 2x minus 2x, 0. 5 minus 5, 0. The reason I tell you to do this all the time is because we will get into ones that have remainders. Remember what a remainder is?
Yeah, it's the remainder.
What's 7 divided by 3? 2 remainder 1, right? You're going to have remainders for these as well, okay? So we keep track of what we are doing. We don't cut to the quick. We follow the process so that we can keep track of what things are going on paper instead of in our head, because we forget stuff all the time. We forget stuff all the time. Okay. Good. Now, I don't like any of that stuff. Now, here's what I want us to do. On another blank sheet of paper, do that business. I want us to do this business right here.
God dang it.
What do I put? What do I put in the box?
The big number.
Why do I put the big number in the box, Brandon? Is it because it's big?
No, it's because that's what divides.
So the top of the fraction goes in the box, right?
Yes.
The bottom of the fraction goes out of the box, because that's what we're dividing by.
Can I just do this on the same sheet?
You can do it on the same sheet, especially if you're environmentally conscious. But paper's cheap, and paper's a renewable resource. But we plant young trees to replace them. It's the cycle of life. Caleb, cycle of life. No, we plant new trees. It's a big problem in the rainforest. It's not where we get paper from. I get it. I think we're agreeing. We're just talking different languages right now. All right, so everybody get started on this. I'm going to write it down on my sheet as well. Oh, snap. Oh, you know what?
That's the reverse.
This is different. I'm sorry. I want to get to this later. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because why is it different?
It's reversed.
Because no, not because it's reversed. Because of this guy. Because of that guy. What's that missing in there? Usually we see x squared plus something plus 4, right? And there's something with an x there, right?
No, that's 5.
Where's number 4? Where's 4? Oh, I know where it is. It's down here.
I really just erased that.
All right. So
doing that one.
I just erased it all.
Yeah, I did the right.
you did that?
Yeah.
Who did this?
Well, you told us not to, and then I erased it. I was doing it.
See, this is one of those dead ends that I just drove down. I'm like, oops, we hit a dead end here.
Well, we can do that.
I'm not rewriting. We're doing it before.
We were for a minute, and I told you not to. So here's what I want you to do. Let's go to.
No, did Brad do that one?
We're gonna go to the problem set. How late do we have this class till?
We have like 4 minutes.
4 minutes, so we go to 10 after. All right, let's do number 1 then, on a separate sheet of paper. Let's do number 1 on a separate sheet of paper. Problem set, lesson 3, number 1. Go ahead and put it on a separate sheet of paper though, so you have room to work. Because these take a lot of room, right? These take a lot of room. And the question here is, bless you. I'm going to do it here, but I want you guys to have it on a separate sheet of paper. 2x cubed plus x squared minus 16x plus 15. Okay? And I don't know how this goes, so, yep, which is the same as number 1 of the problem set. So, first question is, let's see, who haven't I called on today? Tabitha. Yes, I got your name right. I'm working on names still. How many times does 2x go into 2x cubed, Tabitha? Or in other words, x squared. Excellent. Because 2x times x squared gets me 2x cubed. So I'm going to put that in my x squared column. I forgot about the 3, right? I didn't say that, but I was so effectively forgot my 3 that I forgot to mention to forget the 3. You see what I did there? Now, x squared times 2x equals 2x cubed. X squared times negative 3 gets me what? Negative 3x squared. So minus 3x squared. Parentheses, subtraction sign. Distribute the negative, yes? How do I distribute the negative here, Andrew? This becomes what? What becomes this? And what becomes this? Positive. Boom, boom, boom. So now I got 2x cubed minus 2x cubed gets me 0. I got x squared plus 3x squared. You see how? I got 3. Each finger is an x squared, right? I got 3 of them. I'm adding 1. How many x squareds do I have? 4x squared. 4x squared. You see how it could be easy to lose track of stuff if you're not maniacal about keeping track of your negatives. You have to be maniacal, like an evil genius. Be an evil genius when keeping track of your negatives. And what do I bring down? Caleb. Negative 16x. Excellent. Excellent. Now. I'm searching for the name. It's one of my multiple names. Jasmine. Jasmine Johnson, yes? Yes, all right. 2x, remember we're forgetting about the negative 3. 2x times what gets me 4x squared? 2x, very good. Positive or negative? Very good. Plus 2x. And I'm taking that and I'm multiplying it by my divisor, which is 2x cubed. Finish this problem as to the best of your ability. We've only done one example together completely. Finish this example on your own for class tomorrow. Reach out for help in resource time if you do not get it. And I can stop recording now.